Do me a favor before we get started. Type yes in the comments if you still fear fat, or no if you don't. Now, let's talk about the nutrient that's been blamed for basically everything: fat. Today's video title is Eat Fat to Lose Fat: 5 High-Fat Foods That Speed Up Weight Loss. And yes, this sounds like nutritional blasphemy if you grew up in the fat makes you fat era. But that idea is like blaming your smoke alarm for the fire. Here's the root cause take. Most people didn't gain weight because they ate an avocado. They gained weight because their metabolism got hijacked by insulin spikes, ultra-processed foods engineered for cravings, poor sleep, chronic stress, and inflammation. Fat got dragged into court and convicted, while sugar walked away free. Even nutrition journalists like Dr. Nina Teicholz has been calling out this fear-based messaging. In a recent post, she put it bluntly: fat is satiating and prevents overeating. That word satiating is the whole game, because when you're actually satisfied, you stop accidentally eating 3 extra meals disguised as snacks. And let's be clear, the science conversation on saturated fat is more nuanced than the internet makes it. The JACC State-of-the-Art Review notes that the long-standing recommendation to limit saturated fat has persisted despite mounting evidence to the contrary. They also emphasize something huge: food matters more than a single nutrient. The food matrix matters. Even in politics, you're hearing this conversation. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has said new dietary guidance should stress the need to eat saturated fat of dairy and good meat. Now, you don't have to agree with everything any public figure says, but it's worth noticing the cultural tide is shifting from fear fat to focus on food quality. So here's what we're going to do today. The title says 5 high-fat foods, but I'm going to show love to both crowds: 5 keto-friendly high-fat foods and 5 carnivore-friendly high-fat foods. Because in my clinic, I'm trying to get people low-carb and unprocessed, not indoctrinated into my personal dietary pattern. I've seen keto help, I've seen carnivore help, I've seen just stop drinking liquid sugar help. And personally, I'm a carnivore. Most of my fat comes from ruminant meat. And I'll tell you right now, if animal protein didn't come from fat, I'd be sad and I'd be hungry. Lean meat can feel like eating disappointment with a fork. Now let me explain why fat helps mechanistically. Fat slows gastric emptying so you stay full longer. It stimulates satiety hormones like CCK and can support GLP-1 signaling. When carbs are low, fat becomes a stable fuel. Your body can increase fat oxidation. It reduces the blood sugar roller coaster, which reduces the snack emergency. But, and this matters, fat is not a magic spell. It's calorie dense. The goal is to not drink olive oil like it's a sport beverage. The goal is to use fat strategically to stay satisfied and reduce cravings, so your total intake naturally settles where it should. All right, let's get into the list. First, the Keto 5 high-fat foods that are low-carb and can support satiety and weight loss. Number 1, eggs. Eggs are nature's multivitamin wrapped in a convenience package. You get protein, fat, choline, and nutrients that actually help your body function. And if you're someone who gets hungry an hour after breakfast cereal, switching to eggs is like upgrading from a candle to a flashlight. How to use them: omelet with cheese if tolerated, hard-boiled for emergency protein, scrambled in butter for maximum satisfaction. Number 2, avocados. Avocados are basically buttery plants. They're rich in monosaturated fats and fiber, which can help keep hunger down. If you want a snack that doesn't immediately trigger a pantry raid, avocado is your friend. Simple move: salt it, eat it, feel like an adult. Number 3, fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel. Fatty fish is like nutrition with receipts: omega-3 fats, protein, and anti-inflammatory potential. If your metabolism is inflamed, your appetite regulation often gets messy. So supporting inflammation reduction can indirectly support weight loss. Easy win: salmon plus olive oil plus lemon. Sardines if you're brave and if your family forgives you. Number 4, extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil isn't a weight loss drug, but it can be a powerful tool, especially when it replaces ultra-processed dressings and sauces. The key is using it to make real food taste good, so you don't go looking for fun food later. Use it like this: over salads, vegetables, grilled fish, but not as a shot. This isn't spring break. Number 5, nuts and nut butters with a warning label. Nuts are high fat, lowish carb, and convenient, but they're also easy to overdo because they're basically nature's chips. So nuts can help, or they can quietly stall you. My practical rule: pre-portion them. If your serving size is the entire bag, we've found the problem. Quick pause. If this is helping you rethink fat, do me a favor and hit like and subscribe, and share it with a friend who still thinks egg yolks are illegal. Now let's pivot to my people. The carnivore 5 high-fat foods that support satiety and make it easier to stay low-carb without feeling like you're white-knuckling your life. Number 6, ribeye, or any well-marbled ruminant steak. This is the king. Ribeye is satisfying because it's protein plus fat in the same bite, and that combo tends to shut down cravings better than lean protein alone. If you've ever eaten chicken breast and felt hungry 40 minutes later, you understand. Number 7, chuck roast, slow cooked. Chuck roast is an underrated masterpiece. It's cheaper than ribeye, still fatty, and when you cook it right, it's basically comfort food without the carbs. And yes, it tastes like you love yourself. Number 8, ground beef, 80-20 or 73-27, depending on your goals. Ground beef is practical, affordable, and easy to build meals around. Want weight loss? Many people do great with 80-20. Some prefer leaner depending on digestion and appetite. But if you're always hungry, going too lean can backfire. Pro tip: salt it well. Hunger and cravings often calm down when meals are satisfying. Number 9, tallow or ghee butter if tolerated. Rendered animal fat is a simple way to increase satiety without adding carbs. Tallow is especially useful for carnivore folks who want to avoid plant oils. Use it to cook meat, to crisp things up, to turn boring into okay. This is actually amazing. Number 10, bone marrow. Bone marrow is rich, satiating, and let's be honest, makes you feel like you could survive winter in the wilderness. It's not required, but it is a powerful option for people who struggle with satiety. How to do it: roast marrow bones. Scoop it. Add salt. Try not to cry tears of joy. Now, a few critical reality checks, because I'm your doctor friend, not your hype man. Number 1, if you have a history of pancreatitis, gallbladder issues, or very high triglycerides, you need individualized guidance before going very high fat. Number 2, if your LDL cholesterol is significantly elevated, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. The JACC review argues the relationship between saturated fat, LDL, and outcomes is more complex than one number suggests, and food context matters. But you still need a clinician who will look at the whole picture: blood pressure, insulin resistance markers, inflammation, family history, imaging if appropriate. Number 3, eat fat to lose fat really means eat enough fat to feel satisfied so you stop overeating ultra-processed carbs and snacking all day. That's the metabolic root cause strategy. And one more thing, even recent reviews show the saturated fat debate is ongoing. Some papers argue blanket restriction isn't supported, while others argue high-risk groups may benefit from certain substitutions. So let's not do religion. Let's do results, labs, and real food. Here's the simplest action plan. Pick one fat source from today's list. Build meals around protein plus that fat. Keep carbs low enough to control hunger. Track your satiety, cravings, sleep, energy, and waistline, not just the scale, because the scale is a liar with confidence. All right, final question for you. Which team are you on right now? Keto, carnivore, low carb curious, or I'm just trying to stop arguing with my pantry at 9 p.m. Drop it in the comments and check the playlist and video description for more metabolic health content that helps you fix the root cause, not just chase symptoms.